Chosen one, have you ever wondered why you were born on a specific day? Could the date of your birth hold a deeper spiritual meaning? This question leads us to reflect on the greater purpose that encompasses every detail of our lives, including the day we came into the world. Your birth date is not just a number on the calendar, but a vital piece in the puzzle of your destiny. In the Bible, Psalm 139, verse 16 reveals to us, "Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." This passage reminds us that every day of our lives was planned and known by God, including the exact moment you were born. There are no coincidences. Think about the story of Esther, an ordinary young woman who became queen at a crucial moment in the history of her people. In Esther 4:14, her uncle Mordecai says, "And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" Esther was placed in the right place at the right time to save her people from great danger. She needed courage to fulfill this purpose, and her position as queen was no accident. Have you ever imagined that the day of a chosen one's birth could carry a special message? Perhaps historical events, spiritual connections, or even cultural meanings are tied to it. Understanding this can help you recognize the greater purpose for which you were called. If you feel there is something unique and special about your life, it's because you might be chosen. Someone with a calling, a purpose that goes beyond what you can imagine. In this video, we will explore significant dates and the signs that reveal God's calling in your life. Keep watching to understand what your birth date can reveal about your destiny. Don't forget to like this video and share it so more people can learn about this inspiring message. Every detail of our lives is part of a divine plan. The Bible teaches us that God knows us deeply and created us with a specific purpose. In Psalm 139, verse 16, we read, "Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." This verse highlights that God not only formed us, but also planned each day of our existence, including the day of our birth. The date you were born is not a coincidence, but a significant milestone within God's greater plan. It may hold a unique symbolism that reflects the divine calling and purpose for your life. God's chosen ones, those who have a special role in fulfilling His will, often realize that their lives are intertwined with meanings and events that point to something greater. Your birth date could be one of these signs. Consider, for example, those born on August 28th. On this date in 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech during the March on Washington. This event marked a turning point in the fight for civil rights and equality. If you were born on this day, you may feel called to pursue justice, promote change, or inspire others through your actions. Similarly, other dates may be associated with events that symbolize courage, resilience, or transformation. Birth dates are not merely records of the day we entered the world. They can be spiritual signs pointing to the purpose God wishes to reveal in our journey. The chosen often recognize, through significant events and divine messages, that they are here to fulfill a unique mission. Reflect on your birth date and ask God in prayer what it may mean for your life. Like the chosen ones mentioned in the scriptures, you may discover that your existence is aligned with something much greater than you imagine. Indeed, birth dates can carry profound meanings, often tied to historical events that reflect aspects of God's plan. For the chosen, these dates may serve as signs of a unique and special calling. Let us explore some significant dates in U.S. history and what they may represent spiritually. July 4th, Freedom and Leadership. Independence Day in the U.S., celebrated on July 4th, 1776, symbolizes the pursuit of freedom and the courage to face challenges to create a new beginning. If you were born on this day, you might feel called to lead, defend justice, and inspire others to seek freedom in all forms. Just as the nation's founders faced adversities to forge a new path, you may be destined to break barriers and open new opportunities. November 19th, Voice for Truth and Justice. On November 19, 1863, Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address, a milestone in the fight for equality and national unity during the Civil War. Those chosen and born on this day may have a gift for communicating powerful messages, fighting for justice, and healing divisions. Like Lincoln, you may carry a mission to unite people and inspire meaningful change. August 28th, Inspire change and transform the world. On this date in 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. gave his "I Have a Dream" speech during the March on Washington. If you were born on this day, your calling may be related to inspiring others, fighting for equality, and bringing hope to those in need. You may have been chosen to be a light in difficult times and a leader in social causes. September 11th, Resilience and Overcoming. Although it is a date associated with the tragedy of the September 11th, 2001 attacks, it also symbolizes strength and unity in the face of adversity. Those born on this day may feel a deep calling to heal wounds, rebuild what was lost, and be a pillar of support for others. Your purpose might involve bringing hope amid pain. July 20th, Innovation and Expanding Horizons. On July 20th, 1969, humanity took its first step on the moon. This date is a landmark of innovation, courage, and the ability to go beyond known limits. Those born on this day may have been chosen to lead in innovative fields, explore new ideas, and inspire people to achieve the impossible. In the spiritual journey of the chosen ones, the date of birth can hold profound meanings connected to biblical teachings and reflections on divine purpose. Let us explore some specific dates and their spiritual significance, helping you recognize the unique calling God may have for your life. January 1st, Leadership and New Beginnings. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Genesis 1:1. The first day of the year represents new beginnings, creation, and leadership. If you were born on this day, you may be called to lead changes and initiate projects with purpose. Just as God began creation, you may be chosen to pave the way, start significant cycles, and inspire others with your vision and determination. March 3rd, Creativity and Spiritual Perception. So Moses thought, "I will go over and see this strange sight, why the bush does not burn up." Exodus 3:3. Moses' encounter with the burning bush is a symbol of spiritual awakening and divine perception. If you were born on this date, you may carry a special sensitivity to hear God's voice and a creative approach in responding to this call, transforming lives around you. May 5th, Grace and Divine Favor. Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous, you surround them with your favor as with a shield. Psalm 5:12. Those born on May 5th may feel the constant presence of divine grace in their lives. The chosen ones of this date are often blessed with special protection and have the gift of extending kindness and mercy, reflecting God's love in everything they do. July 7th, Perfection and Spiritual Awakening. The mystery of the 7 stars that you saw are the 7 spirits of God. Revelation 1:20. The number 7, often associated with divine perfection, symbolizes completeness and spiritual awakening. If you were born on this day, you may be a seeker of divine wisdom, with a deep desire to achieve perfection in your walk with God, serving as an example of faith to others. September 9th, Wisdom and Fulfillment of God's Plan. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Ecclesiastes 3:1. Those born on this day possess natural wisdom and an understanding of times and seasons. As chosen ones, they may be leaders who discern the right moment to act, guiding others in fulfilling God's plan. December 25th. Miracles, divine love, and sacrifice. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son. John 3:16. Those born on December 25th, often associated with the celebration of Jesus' birth, carry a special calling to demonstrate sacrificial love and compassion. They are chosen to spread hope and perform acts of generosity that reflect divine love. In addition to the numbers already mentioned, others also hold special significance in the scriptures, reflecting aspects of God's divine plan for the chosen ones. The way God uses numbers and dates to convey messages and guide his purposes is a powerful reminder that everything has meaning and a greater purpose. Let us explore the symbolism of a few more numbers and how they may be connected to the mission of the chosen ones, especially when associated with birth dates. Number 5. Grace and divine goodness. The number 5 is often associated with God's grace and goodness. It appears repeatedly in contexts that highlight divine care and provision. For example, the tabernacle, the meeting place between God and his people, was constructed with structural elements related to the number 5. 5 curtains, 5 pillars, and 5 bases. Exodus 26:3, 26:37. This reflects God's grace in establishing a space where the Israelites could worship and reconcile with him. Additionally, in the book of Leviticus, we see 5 main offerings: the burnt offering, the grain offering, the peace offering, the sin offering, and the guilt offering. Leviticus 1-7. These offerings symbolize divine grace in providing a way for the people to be cleansed and draw near to God. If you were born on a date like May 5th, you may carry a special calling to manifest God's grace and goodness. The chosen ones associated with the number 5 often act as channels of blessing, spreading kindness, mercy, and hope wherever they go. Number 10. Divine order and human fulfillment. The number 10 symbolizes perfection in divine order and human fulfillment. It is impossible not to associate this number with the 10 Commandments, given to Moses on Mount Sinai, Exodus 21-17. These commandments represent the fundamental principles of divine law, reflecting the order and structure God desires for humanity. The number 10 also appears in events such as the 10 plagues of Egypt, Exodus 7-11, which demonstrate God's sovereignty, and in the parable of the 10 virgins, Matthew 25:1-13. Which emphasizes the importance of vigilance and spiritual preparation. The chosen ones born on dates, such as October 10th, may be called to promote divine order in their lives and communities. They possess a natural sense of responsibility and may be leaders who help others live according to God's principles. These individuals are often seen as pillars of stability and justice, guiding others toward truth and harmony. Number 8. New beginnings and renewal. The number 8 in the Bible is associated with new beginnings and renewal. It marks the start of a new cycle, such as the 8th day, which symbolizes the beginning of a new week. Circumcision, performed on the 8th day after a boy's birth, Leviticus 12:3, represents a new relationship with God, a sign of the covenant between him and his people. If you were born on a date like August 8th, you may have been chosen to bring renewal and lead significant changes. The chosen ones connected to the number 8 have the gift of transforming environments and initiating projects that bring new life to those around them. They often find themselves in positions where they act as agents of change, helping to break old cycles and start something new. Number 11. Transition and revelation. The number 11 appears in the Bible during moments of transition and preparation. After Judas's betrayal, the apostles were left as a group of 11, symbolizing a period of waiting and anticipation before the community was made whole again with the selection of Matthias, Acts 1:26. This reflects the significance of transitional times as preparation for something greater to come. Those born on a date like November 11th may be called to be agents of change during moments of transition. These chosen ones often play a role in guiding others through periods of transformation, helping them overcome challenges and discover new opportunities. They have a unique ability to bring clarity and revelation in times of uncertainty, pointing to the greater purpose God has for those around them. Number 13. Transformation and new beginnings. Although the number 13 is often associated with negative connotations in popular culture, in the Bible, it can symbolize transformation and new beginnings. In Genesis 17:25, Ishmael, Abraham's son, was circumcised at the age of 13, marking a turning point in his life and in his family's relationship with God. This moment reflects God's power to transform and renew. Those chosen and born on dates like March 13th may be called to lead processes of transformation. They have the gift of helping others overcome challenges, leaving the past behind, and starting anew with confidence in God's plan. These individuals often play significant roles during times of great change, acting as guides for purposeful new beginnings. The connection with the chosen ones. Each of these numbers carries a unique symbolism that may reflect the divine purpose in the lives of the chosen ones. By understanding the significance of your birth date, you can find important clues about the role God has designated for you in His plan. If your date is associated with the number 5, it may signify a calling to manifest divine grace. If it is connected to the number 8, you may be an agent of renewal and new beginnings. And if your date is linked to the number 13, it might indicate a special capacity to lead transformations. The birth date of a chosen one is not a coincidence, but an intentional part of God's perfect plan. It is a reminder that every detail of life is in the hands of the Creator, and that He uses everything, including numbers, to communicate His purpose. The chosen ones have the responsibility to live in alignment with these meanings, using their gifts and talents to glorify God and impact the lives of others. If you feel that your life has been marked by experiences aligning with these numbers and their meanings, it may be a sign that you are one of the chosen ones. God has a plan for each of us, and understanding biblical numbers and dates can provide a clearer glimpse of that plan. Remember that you were created with a special purpose, and that your birth date reflects this. Trust that God is working in every aspect of your life, and live in harmony with the calling He has placed in your heart. There are other dates related to biblical events and numbers that further highlight the signs of being chosen by God. Each of these dates and numbers carries special meanings, revealing aspects of the divine plan and offering direction for the unique purpose of each life. For example, the number 8 represents new beginnings and renewal, a central theme in various biblical passages. On the 8th day, Israelite boys were circumcised, Leviticus 12:3, marking their entry into the covenant with God. This connection to renewal and spiritual commitment may indicate that those chosen and born on August 8th or on other dates associated with the number 8 have a special calling to begin new journeys or bring transformation to their lives and communities. Another significant date is the 20th day of the month, associated with the number 20, which represents expectation and fulfillment. An example of this is when Jacob waited 20 years to receive his wives and possessions from Laban, as narrated in Genesis 31. Those born on July 20th may feel their lives are marked by a period of waiting before a great purpose is revealed. The chosen ones of this date often possess the patience and faith needed to witness the fulfillment of God's promises. The number 11 is related to transition and preparation. After Judas's betrayal, the disciples remained as 11 until Matthias was chosen to complete the 12, Acts 1:26. This phase symbolizes a period of transition and growth before something greater manifests. Those born on November 11th may be chosen to act as agents of change, helping guide others through difficult periods and into new phases of their lives. The number 40, already mentioned, appears multiple times in the Bible in contexts of testing and renewal. The Israelites wandered in the desert for 40 years, Deuteronomy 8:2, while Jesus spent 40 days in the wilderness before beginning his ministry, Matthew 4:2. These dates and periods of preparation suggest that those chosen in connection with the number 40, such as those born in the 40th week of the year, may face significant challenges that shape them to lead and fulfill divine missions. There are also dates related to the number 50, symbolizing freedom and celebration, such as the Jubilee, celebrated in the 50th year, Leviticus 25. Those born on dates connected to this number, such as May 25th, half of 50, may be called to bring freedom, restoration, and joy to those around them. Jesus exemplifies many of these principles in his life and ministry. His miracles of healing, such as the healing of the blind man in John 9, performed on a Sabbath, the seventh day, reflect the perfection and rest associated with the number 7. Those called to work in spiritual or emotional healing, especially those born on July 7th or related dates, may be connected to this purpose of bringing balance and restoration. Additionally, the multiplication of the loaves and fish, which fed thousands, also holds deep numerical symbolism. Jesus multiplied 5 loaves and 2 fish, totaling 7 initial items, a number again pointing to perfection and completeness, Matthew 14:17-21. This event may inspire the chosen ones who feel connected to dates like May 5th or February 2nd, indicating a calling to multiply resources and spiritually nourish others. These connections between numbers, dates, and biblical events show that God often uses the details of our lives, including the day we are born, to reflect his greater plan. If you feel that your birth date carries a special meaning, it may be a sign that God has entrusted you with a unique and transformative purpose. The chosen ones are marked by signs that connect them to the divine plan, and these signs are often revealed through numbers and dates. If your life has been shaped by transformative experiences, spiritual gifts, or challenges that have made you grow, consider how these elements are connected to the symbolism of numbers in the Bible. You may discover that your birth date is not just a number, but a divine mark pointing to the mission God has given you. Although the primary focus of a spiritual journey lies in biblical teachings, many people explore other ways to understand the mysteries of life, such as astrology and numerology. These practices, when approached with discernment, can complement the biblical perspective by offering additional reflections on personality, purpose, and connections with the universe created by God. Truths about who you are and why you are here. Consider the challenges you have faced so far. Each obstacle you have overcome was not a random test, but an opportunity for growth, strength, and preparation for something greater. Just as Joseph, in the Old Testament, endured betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment before becoming second in command of Egypt, your challenges are part of God's process to shape you and position you where He wants you to be. The gifts you possess, whether a natural ability like leadership or a spiritual talent like discernment or compassion, are also not coincidences. They were given to enable you to fulfill the unique purpose God has for your life. For example, if you were born on a date symbolically linked to divine grace, such as the number 5, you may have been chosen to be a channel of kindness and hope, helping to lighten the burdens of others and reflecting God's love through your actions. Moreover, the date you were born may be connected to historical or symbolic events that bring even more clarity to your calling. If your date is associated with a number that appears repeatedly in the Bible, such as the number 7, which signifies perfection and completeness, God may be calling you to seek balance and deep spiritual growth. These connections serve as reminders that your life is part of a greater story, written by a perfect author. The symbolism of biblical numbers and events, combined with your own experiences, can help you see how God is working in your life. Your birth date is not just a marker of time. It is a constant reminder that you are part of a greater and meaningful plan. It points to a destiny, a purpose that is being revealed step by step. Consider also the transformative experiences that have shaped you over time. Moments when you felt that something greater was happening, something that seemed to align everything in a way only God could orchestrate. These experiences often occur at significant milestones, times of transition, important dates, or even moments of spiritual renewal. They are signs that God is actively guiding you to where He desires you to be. Recognizing that your birth date is part of the divine plan is more than an exercise in reflection. It is an opportunity to align your life with God's purpose. With each passing day, you can strive to live more intentionally, using your gifts, overcoming challenges, and embracing the unique calling that God has placed in your heart. And if you identified with any of the dates or signs mentioned, this is your opportunity to share your story and how it reflects God's plan for you. Your experience can inspire and encourage others who are also seeking to understand their purpose. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with friends and family. You might be the instrument God uses to deliver this message to someone who needs to hear it the most. After all, every life is unique, and sharing what God is doing in your journey can be a powerful way to spread faith and hope.